Hello everyone, I hope you are having a wonderful time. Today, I'm very excited to share my experience of using this SMS Audio SU9 Pro DAC, which retail for just under $500 for each of them. So they features the ESS 9039M Pro chips, dual chips in fully balanced configuration. It features the 4 digital inputs, coaxial, optical, Bluetooth, and USB inputs. So it's highly compatible with pretty much any kind of digital audio formats, as well as MQA CD, PCM up to 768, and DSD up to 512. Connecting with my Mac laptops or my Sony Music server using OIDA USB cable. Let's go through the remote control and menu system here real quick. This is the new remote control that they're using on newer generations of SMS DACs. Let me turn it on. So that is a power button, and if you hit this center button, it will take you to main menu, and you can go through inputs, outputs, and everything. DSD filter, sound color, pre-mode, and FN key for whatever you like to choose. And then you can go back by hitting a power button to main screen. So everything is perfectly designed with this remote control and SU9 Pro combination. This one makes it a lot easier to use this remote control. Even like brightness, you can control with this up and down button, as you can see. So everything is functional. If you want to get out of menu, just hit and hold, then reset. So those are all the features. And you want to get out of there, hit the power button or remote control. So the way that they improved over previous generations of SU9 is very noticeable, especially in like refinement and micro and macro details. Sound improvements and sound reproduction is noticeable, is clearly improved. So if you have previous generations of SU series or SU9 series, they are great, but they improve a lot of like improvement in sound quality, like more refinement in all the frequency range compared to previous generation. So if it's what the upgrade is, only your decision to make. But if you are in the market for $500 price point of digital to analog converters, this one should be in your short list in terms of sound quality and performance of the they can offer. So in the end, what you're gonna do is whether you're gonna choose SU9 Pro or SMS DO200. So those are gonna be direct competition within same brand. I will share my experience using DO200 Mark II and SU9 Pro back to back in my system using these two speakers. So as you know, this is a KLH Model 5. So it's always been in my rotation, so I'm gonna be using this Model 5 for sound sample as well, so you can hear it pairing with this leather buck preamplifier driving with Sabai Audio Ice Power 500 watts mono blocks, Class D mono blocks I be driving with. That's gonna be a sound sample recording that you will hear, but I also listen with my Denon PMA SX11 integrated amplifier, as well as this Pioneer TED S1EX speakers. So what I really like about them in most of the DAC in this price point is incredibly high end price to performance, as well as you get all the features like MQA, high-res, DSD, pretty much everything, right? You can have all of that, plus you save a lot of money. So the difference in sound quality is you can decide and whether you're willing to go up $1,000 or $2,000 price point in digital to analog conversion, or you'll be happy with $500 price point of digital to analog converters, which I think is sweet spot and best spot in digital to analog conversion for average people. Let me share this. My experience using with this KLH Model 5 using this SU9 Pro is sound is very like vivid, spacious, and very well defined, but it has a slightly forwardness in upper mid-range area, but not as forward as when I was using with JBL, the 75th anniversary edition. So because of that, I changed the speaker to this S1EX, which has most accurate neutral sounding speaker. If I pair with S1EX, it shows a little bit or tiny bit of forwardness in mid-range to upper mid-range area. Bass is very clear, very taut and fast. Probably one of the cleanest bass in this price point, but sweeter upper mid-range area as well because of there's like a little bit of warm tint on upper mid-range to mid-range region, so which makes it more enjoyable listening and maybe a little bit more forgiving for some recording as well if the DAC has that kind of sound signature. But you can play around with sound color in there. But all my testing and all my comments are based on the standard factory setting. Sound quality, I don't think I can complain anything in terms of sound reproduction, accuracy. So how are you gonna say most accurate sound, right? That is my question. What I do for most accuracy is whether the speaker or DAC. What I do was I listen to my own voice, okay, using studio monitor headphones, and I listen to it. I'm totally convinced that this is one of the very good buy in terms of sound reproduction. If you like vivid, dynamic, spacious sound, really good bass attack and mid-range accuracy, as well as good high frequency extension, human voices and vocals, very accurate, nearly accurate sound, and it may not be most neutral sounding DAC, but it has a tiny bit of a warm tint like I mentioned before, so which makes it more musical and which makes them easier to pair with any kind of speakers in general. So that is a really good thing that they offer in this price point, in my opinion. It comes with remote control. I mean, you can even use it as a pre-DAC if you like. Vividness, spaciousness, and attack, transient response, and all the small sound reproduction in all those small notes, these are really hard to beat by any kind of digital to analog converter in terms of sound reproduction, unless you prefer certain sound color and sound signature. These are close to pretty neutral, but like I mentioned, it has a little bit of enhancement and a little bit of warmer side of sound. Other than that, most of the actual human voices or everything is probably one of the most neutral ones. I also have the DO200 Mark II, and it uses the 9068AS dual chip balanced design. Build quality and screen and everything is pretty much comparable, aside from different in chips, but DO200 has 6 digital inputs. For the sound quality wise, I compare them back to back using 3 different speakers, not only this 2. I also try with my JBL L100 Classic 75th. What I find is I really like the way the SU9 Pro can produce in really good dynamic and very vivid and spacious sound. But when I switch to DO200, what happened is upper mid-range to like lower highs, those regions are more refined and a little bit more polite sound reproduction. Bass is as tight as this SU9 Pro produced, but it's a little bit more definition to it. SU9 Pro is very good deck, but if you want slightly more refined and a little bit more polite sound signature, DO200 Mark II maybe better choice for you, as well as it has more inputs for digital components to pair them with. So I mean, you will be totally fine enjoying all of these two decks, but it should be paired with how you like to hear your system. If you like a little bit more polite and a little bit more refinement, tiny bit refinement, go with DO200 Mark II. If you want really good, vivid, and dynamic attack, it's just about right, perfect kind of dynamic attack in sound reproduction, you will like SU9 Pro. Those are my findings. I don't have any major preference in digital to analog converters in my system. To each have their purpose. So depending on what kind of speaker pairing, then I will be using different decks. Some speakers I like them with Delta Sigma. Some speakers I like them with R2R decks. But generally, I slightly prefer R2R decks in terms of compared to ESS Delta Sigma decks. Okay, I just want to clarify that. So I slightly prefer R2R deck. I'm kind of waiting from SMS Audio. I'm not sure if they're going to do it. I'm waiting for them to make one using Rohm Muse IC chip, fully balanced design, no MQA, no pre, and pure digital to analog converter with PCM high res and DSD. That's all we need. That's all I need. So I'm kind of waiting for it. Please try to make one if you're willing. But that will be great option as well. So this SMS SU9 Pro, there is no weak point for the price. I mean, there is no major weakness at all. Very quiet, very good, close to neutral, close to transparent sound quality, very accurate voices and vocals and mid-range area, aside from slight forwardness in upper mid-range region. So those are my findings and my experience of using this SU9 Pro. That's it, my friend. Thank you very much for watching and happy listening.
The sky, it's the color of love. There must have been an angel by my side. Something heavenly came down from above. He led me to you. He led me to you. He built the bridge to your heart all the way. How many times I left inside? Oh, I can't Fully bell, the bridge to your heart all the way. How many times I've loved inside now I can't say you gave me the kiss of life, kiss of life. You gave me the kiss that's life, kiss of So great. On the bass, Mr. Koriboe Keisuke-san. On the guitar, Onuma Yosuke-san.